Hello. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to the Rhythmic Resonance Podcast. This is your host, TR, and this week, I sat down with JJ Kind. Jacob is a local artist and musician from Whitefish, Montana, whose passion for authenticity and creation show heavily, not only in his art, but also in his life. Growing up with a love for hockey and spending time outside, Jacob also played everything from electric and acoustic guitar to piano, and even sang in choir a majority of his youth. He still actively plays and performs, both solo and with a loungecore group, Atomic Frequencies, and also records hip-hop tracks. If one thing is apparent, Jacob's love for music has always been at the center of his life, right beside his family and his rollerblades. But before I say too much, here's JJ Kind on the Rhythmic Resonance Podcast, episode number 18 at Area 41 Collective. All right, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Whitefish.
Cool.
Yeah. Montana is pretty much the greatest place ever.
It is.
And I'm living there again now.
Yeah.
And as of the last couple weeks, I've been living in my childhood home.
Really? That's cool. That's cool. What did you kind of do when you were younger?
I grew up a lot around sports. Sports was just like really heavy, I feel like, for me.
Yeah.
Hockey was like my main one.
Hockey.
Yeah, I grew up with like the Mighty Ducks vibe.
Yes. Dude, great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So it was like, I was like definitely like a Mighty Ducks kid.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to like, that's all I wanted. I was pretty just hyper set on that, like being the thing that I did with my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd wake up, I think every like Wednesday and Friday they did it's called like Stick and Puck.
Okay.
And so me and like a couple of my friends on my team over the years would always like 6 a.m. be at the rink, skating around. You'd skate until like school, and then your parents would pick you up, and they're all like harassing us in the locker rooms. Yeah, I spent pretty much all my time at the rink.
Okay.
Spent a lot of time around family. Family's pretty important to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, living in the house I grew up in is kind of like surreal a little bit, because like I got a 3-year-old and
Awesome.
1-year-old, and like they're living in me and my sister's like our respective rooms, and so like
Yeah. Is it weird a little bit?
it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Also, like, me and my wife are in like my parents' bedroom is the weirdest part, for sure. So be that what it may, it's pretty. It's a very probably thin line between like the weirdness of like walking down a hall that like I walked down as a child,
Yeah.
and then like walking with my child down a hall. It's just kind of crazy.
That's cool though. That's really cool.
Yeah.
What kind of was your draw to sports? You know, you kind of mentioned hockey a little bit. Like, what kind of had you into it? Was it like the
I grew up
team aspect?
I really don't know. My family, like my cousins, I had 2 older cousins that I really just adored and looked up to a lot, Brandon and Brock.
Okay.
And they both played hockey. My uncle coached hockey.
Okay.
And so at some point, I think that was just like what I was like kind of not pushed, but like, and also like drawn into. And, you know, other stuff, the old like, How old are you?
25.
Okay. Do you remember the old like Mighty Ducks cartoon
Yeah.
where they're like crime fighting ducks and then they like played hockey and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. So like that, and then like the Mighty Ducks movies and stuff like that. Like those those were huge for me as a kid.
Sure.
In just like I don't know. Hockey was such a fun sport that was like so diverse and like how you had to move around.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I don't know. I felt so. It felt so nice to like feel this cold air blowing past you. And
Yeah. Well, you're also like sweating and like just gracefully skating
yeah,
around.
the skating around is always just I don't know. Walking, I guess. I had this thought a lot as a kid that was like, dude, what if like the whole world was just covered in ice, and I could just skate everywhere?
Yeah.
And I think I can only really surmise that now to mean that, like, as a kid, I was like, skating's better than walking. Like, why do we walk places? And I think,
sure.
I don't know. It was like, why would we walk when we could skate?
Yeah.
And then, you know, I playing hockey, and then I started like rollerblading during the summer and doing like inline skating.
Okay. That's cool.
And so I like to like rollerblade around
Yeah.
town with my friends and stuff. Yeah. I tried to reclaim that in like 2020 after like COVID.
Really?
And I tried going to like the skate park because when I was a kid I went to the skate park with my rollerblades.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's the best place for it.
not in the 90s, dude. In the 90s these skateboarders were so mean to me. And fruit booter and like called me mean names. And so I like never went and like played at the skate park with my rollerblades.
That's
and
valid.
so when we were on lockdown, we were living like a block and a half away from the skate park, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do is buy new rollerblades. And so I like researched the best, coolest new rollerblades and like went and started hitting up the skate park. It was like me and like 17 like 10-year-old kids.
Fire.
And then like 3 13-year-old kids on skateboards that were like pretty cool. And they don't like immediately I'd skate out there and the little kids would be like, oh, rollerblading. And the 13-year-olds took a little bit longer because you'd have to go jump something or like
Get some air.
I couldn't grind, but I'd tap the thing, and they'd be like, and I'd like skate by, and they'd be like, "Hey, what's up, man? What's up, dude?" I was like, "Yeah, dude." Gain the acceptance of the 13-year-olds at the skate park, and I ended up I hurt my shoulder at one point when I was trying to learn how to grind on my front porch. Damn. So I stopped doing that for a bit at the park.
Uh-huh.
But then I bought some rollerblades with like these big fat wheels.
Yeah.
Like just 3 wheels.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like a night owl.
Sure.
I'm insomnia and everything too.
Yeah.
So like I bought them and they're almost exclusively used like at night. I'll just like
it's like
past midnight. No,
fire.
I'm in the dark. I'm Batman. Like I'm not trying not to draw attention. Sometimes I bring my speaker with me, and like I guess I am drawing attention to myself. But other times I'm just like, it's just night, and it feels, I don't know, it kind of like feels like hockey. It's like cold wind blowing through your face.
Yeah.
And so I just like. For a couple years now, I messed up my knee this last year, so I haven't been doing it this year. But normally, like during the summer, all summer, like my kids go to bed, my wife goes to bed, and I'm like, and I'm just
Lace
like
'em up.
out on the streets.
I love that.
Just like minus the vigilante, but just I'm out there. I mean, I think I would be if I needed to be, but it never arose. I did get weird looks from the cops on occasion.
Really?
But I think they kind of just, I think, you know, cops don't always see you as a threat when you're crazy. A lot of times they see crazy people and they're just, you know, reactive maybe.
For sure.
But
yes.
Sometimes they look at you and they're just like, yeah, that's just like JJ, the dude who rollerblades around at 4 a.m. with like lo-fi beats bumping through his Bluetooth speaker.
I love it. I love it. It's kind of like just become something that you've continued to enjoy into adulthood.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
great.
I just got back into hockey again this last couple of years.
Cool.
Because a couple of my best friends in childhood that I grew up playing with, like one of my best friends, Taylor, that would like come every Wednesday, Friday morning with me at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I lost 2 friends that I grew up playing hockey with to drug overdoses, like a year apart.
Damn.
Like 2015, 16. And I just, I don't know, it made it really hard to like go on the ice anymore.
Of course.
Even just like walking into the locker room, like when you and that person are like typically the last person in the locker room, just still chopping it up. Yeah. Everybody's gone. Your parents are like, drive each other home. Like we're done.
Not waiting.
We're done. Just figure it out.
For sure.
Yeah, it makes it kind of hard to just like move on like nothing happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to be in that space. You know? Yeah.
So it took me years, but yeah, I got back into it. And
that's great.
And then like I can rollerblade with my girls too. Like put them in this little. I got one of those like carriage things. It's like the one that you put on the back of the bike, but it has like a handle.
Yes. Yeah.
And so like I just like truck with them in that. It's pretty fun.
I love it, dude. I love it. That's cool. That's cool.
I made a music video like that.
Did really?
Yeah, I stuck one of those the 360 camera things like in the side pole.
Fire.
And we just rolled around and I just played stuff on the Bluetooth and like rapped at it.
Dude, I love it. You gotta be creative, you know?
I thought it was pretty fun. My favorite part of the whole thing though is that there's like a scene because we had to go into town and my daughter was like, I'm hungry, and so we stopped at Mackenzie River and got her it's just buttered noodles and a biscuit. I don't know, breadstick.
Yes.
And there's one scene where it just like breaks into like a musical part and then it kind of just like turns down and it's like the wide angle lens and you could see her just sitting there with bare hands just like munching these noodles and this breadstick. Like it's so funny.
I love it. So when did like, you know, you mentioned music video, when did like music kind of come into the picture for you? Just in life, were you like listening to music early on in life?
Yeah.
Or, you know, because I know that you're like a multi-versed artist, you know?
It's never really not been in my life, I think.
Yeah.
My dad's mom was a music teacher.
Okay.
And my mom's dad was a poet. And so there's just a lot of that already kind of draining into my family. And whenever we'd go like see my dad's parents in Detroit, my grandma would come wake all the kids up in like the kids space. Yeah. And we'd all go into the kitchen and grab pots and pans, and then she'd go sit down at the piano and start playing something, and our job was to like march through the house and bang these pots and pans and wake all the aunts and uncles up. And then every time that we have, oh my God, so many home videos. Also like a home video family. For sure.
Oh, yes. For sure.
So we have so many home videos of like just our whole family in this like room of like the front room of my grandma's. She's just playing some old hymnal. Everybody's singing along. The kids are playing like random instruments or just singing best we can, you know?
For sure.
And so like that, you know, it kind of passed down, I would say, through my dad's side of the family, like very heavily. My dad was in choir a lot, and he's still to this day, he worked on the railroad for a long time.
Okay.
My entire life. He worked on the railroad my entire life.
Crazy.
And then when he retired, a few years after he retired, we were like, dude, you need to get into something. Like you need to find something for yourself, man. Cause like,
don't waste away.
he retired and immediately just like every day, like goes to like Safeway and and Super One and goes and like finds deals and goes up to the cashier and just BS's with them about coupons and stuff. And it's like, dude, you need human interaction pretty bad. Like, you got to figure this out. But we were like, you need to like do music, something like do something that like feeds your soul a little bit more. And so he found it's called like the Valley Voices, and it's like a group of just like pretty old, like older folks, and they
older men.
older. Well, it's like a full. It's like a full. It's a big group.
Okay.
But yeah, still all like majority like older folks. And they like go play at churches and like events and stuff like that, and sing and stuff. And so like he's still involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they had a rule for me when I was little that was like, you always have to be doing something musical.
Interesting.
It was so like I started out some like 3 years old or something like that. They put me into piano lessons.
Crazy.
And so I took piano lessons from this lady that my parents knew from someone, and I can remember the smell of her house and the smell of the keys on the piano. Yeah. It was insane the amount of time that I spent there, like not enjoying myself and rooting those senses in as like sense memories. Yes. Because after a certain point I was like, cool. Like at the beginning it was just kind of like, yeah, I'm just like learning a new thing. My brain liked that. And then it was like, oh, people that play piano can do this and this. I want to do those things. And I was like, I want to play the Beatles or something. And she was like, absolutely not. Classical. Beethoven only. Yes. It was just like, dude. And so I was that woman's student for 10 year.
Oh, damn.
Wow. And literally feel like I can find my way around a piano now.
Yeah.
But it's only like by my ear.
Sure.
So like if I find what key I'm in, then I can just play whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I understand some of the basic scale, like just like looking at it. Mm-hmm. But I am not
versed.
For 10 years in my childhood, like that, like the formative years, you could learn Mandarin in that time. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
But it was because I just like didn't enjoy it.
I feel that.
And so there was a certain point where, I don't know, it was like middle school or something, 10 years old, I don't know how old, but I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. And
they were like, okay, well, you have to pick a different instrument then.
Okay, wow. They were like on you about it.
Yeah.
That's
they
cool,
just thought that music was like super important. Mm-hmm. And I mean, for how much I spent time doing sports, mm-hmm. and like, cause hockey was my thing, I wanted to do that as like
your thing.
My thing.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, you're taking up all my like training or whatever time that I could be doing this.
Yeah.
I gotta like go take saxophone lessons. But I bounced after piano between, I think it was just like, maybe it was just band in general. I played like violin for something in like 6th grade or something.
Okay.
And then there was saxophone in like the middle school band, and I actually really liked the saxophone, but our band teacher was just insufferable, and I lasted like through 1 year, and I was like, I just don't even want to. I can't stand this place anymore. And so it pushed me away from that. So my parents were like, why don't you just like try guitar?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, fine. So we did like an electric guitar class, and I learned The Middle by Jimmy Eat World and Sum 41 and just like some of the AC/DC, like some of the basics.
Deep Purple?
Yeah,
and
we do like these little concerts,
mm-hmm.
and so but you do it with like like a full band kind of.
Oh, wow.
It was kind of crazy actually.
That's cool.
To think about, because I don't know. I don't remember much of it.
Sure.
Like it seems like, looking back on it, it seems like pretty big for like, because it was like in our junior high auditorium, like there was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
But it was like me playing the like the Sum 41, the down and then power chords just the whole way through. And I think there's video of it somewhere in my dad's like home videos where I'm just like, I'm not like moving along. Like I was just thinking, I was thinking so hard on like how to do it just, yeah. I think I just blanked the whole thing out after that. I was like, this was maybe a disaster, but we did like 3 of them. We did an AC/DC song, and like we did a Blink-182 song too. Fire. Lots of punk rock.
I love that. I mean, that was kind of like the time too.
Or I guess,
you know,
punk pop rock kind of. Yeah.
I mean,
that was the era. That was the era
where like rock was kind of not ending, but like that like era of rock was kind of coming to a close, and more like punky elements were coming into it, the poppiness. Yeah. That's valid.
So we did a number of those things, but then eventually, like, I don't know, it was like still learning scales and stuff, and just being older, I just wasn't like absorbing it as well. And I think that's kind of like when my parents started to like, it was around the same kind of time that my parents were like, oh, does he have like a learning disorder or something? And they were going to like go get me assessed for ADHD. And I don't know. I couldn't, the different fingerings and the scales was just like not making sense to me.
Yeah.
And so I ended up dipping out of guitar too. And I got away most of high school with just doing choir.
Cool. Yeah, same.
And so that was just my thing.
Yeah.
But because of my lack of understanding of all my previous training of like musical scales and stuff, I have no idea what we're singing.
For sure.
I'm just like listening to everyone else sing it. I'm watching the ups and downs, and I'm just mimicking the sounds they're making.
Yeah.
And then I just like, after doing it a few times, I just like know, like, oh, this is how it goes.
Yeah. That's most high schoolers.
And that's
I would have to agree. I was like choir from kindergarten through my senior year, and like I was in a couple of youth choirs growing up, so it was like, that is exact. I feel that that's exactly what it was.
There's the kids that know.
Yes, the kids who read music actually knew like all of the notes, and our teachers like, this is like putting it up on like those old like light projectors with like the transparent pieces of paper.
Yeah.
And then like putting that up on the wall, and then being like, yeah, so F, G, A,
and I'm like, no.
B, and then we'd sing it, and she's like, so that's the chorus for this song that we're singing. And you're like, I know it's do, re, mi, and then that's really all it is. Yeah. So no, 100% valid, dude. I feel that very heavily.
Yeah, it's kind of like and then there's moments where they'd be like, oh, do you want like a solo on this one? And you're like,
no,
don't do that.
No.
And then they're like, well, you have to do a solo for this one. No. And then they like give you one, and then they give you a tape or whatever, like a CD, and it had the track, but with those notes either played on the piano or somebody else singing them. Yeah. And I would literally just like memorize it and then go to our shows and just karaoke it. Because that's all I was essentially doing. I was just like, I know how this song goes. I'm just going to sing the part that I know how it goes. And that's how we're going to do it. And the whole time it's like, we went to like state a number of years for choir and stuff, and they're like they'd always like, oh, ask us questions about like how we connected to the song, and I'd give like this really long drawn out like, oh well, it reminded me of like the love that we have for the like this whole thing, and then they're like, yeah, what about like the structure of the song? I'm like, ask her, I don't know. I'm this is not my forte. It's all in here. Somehow it works.
Yes.
I don't know how. I can't explain the process. But that was pretty much all of high school, and then after high school, I kind of towards the end of high school, actually, I guess I would say, I was going to camp up on Flathead Lake, and one of my counselors walked around everywhere with the guitar. This just like smooth oak. Like, dude, the dude flipped it around on his back and just like walked around with his flip-flops and his cargo shorts. And he'd just like go post up down by the lake and start like playing and singing. And people would just literally come to him and like sit down and like either like harmonize with him or just sit there and like, oh. And I watched that for like one week of the summer. And I was like, yeah, bro.
This is what we're
doing. Yeah, bro. That's my shortcut to people's hearts. Like that's what I'm gonna use.
Just romanticized in this like beach dude at camp.
Yeah, dude. And so I told my parents, I was like, I want to play guitar, and my dad bought me an acoustic guitar for my birthday.
Awesome.
And I still have it to this day. It was spacing on it now. It was I'm really I'm not gonna say that.
No, it's okay.
Jeez, but he got me this guitar. It was like black and silver. It was like so cool. It was like a 17, 18-year-old, and I immediately like start playing, like trying to find chords and stuff for all my favorite songs, and like looking all that stuff up. And then as soon as I start like I like figure chords out, I've got like 6 chords down. I'm writing love songs. Like, it's about time, baby. I'm writing love songs. and I just started writing all of my crushes like these love songs. And with like I played this girl a song at camp one year.
Oh, what a guy.
And like had her hold the mic for me.
What a guy.
Like played it and sang it.
Let's
to her.
go.
It was just like, it's like, that was my, I don't know. It was just like, it was like a support for like me, like connecting. I don't know, getting what was like inside out.
Yeah, of course. A way to express yourself.
Yeah. And then, I just kind of dinked around musically. After that point, I just like play guitar like here and there. And like, I don't know, I liked a lot of different genres. So I like
what were your influences and stuff? Saying you like, a lot of different genres. Like what were kind of like maybe some of your favorite or ones that you would listen to often?
I would say, I think, probably comically enough, around the time that I was doing that, it was kind of like, I want to say like Ed Sheeran was like pretty popular.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, and it was like old school Ed Sheeran that was like doing this loop pedal and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I remember being like, yeah, that's a pretty cool vibe.
For sure.
But like growing up, I never really had a lot of chances to like lock on because my dad really just opened the doors musically for me in every aspect. My mom was very like Beatles oriented.
Yeah.
but my dad was like Pink Floyd and like yeah, kind of that direction.
For sure.
And he working on the railroad, he'd either go over to like Spokane or he'd go over to like Havre.
Cool.
And both of the places that they stayed in Spokane and Havre, there was like record stores that were like within walking distance of the hotels. And so he would constantly go and pick us up CDs.
I love that.
And bring them home with him. And so he'd get home and he's like, oh, hey, what's up, everybody? Guess what I brought? And he'd like whip out some new CDs. And it was like always the craziest. Like he would not pick a lane, this man. And so like at one point he brought me 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. At another point I had Backstreet Boys Millennium or whatever. Like we had everything through the pop realm, like all of the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Yeah.
And then we were still very like gendered as children, so he'd bring me like Sum 41 and then he'd bring my sister like Avril Lavigne, and we're like, we both like both of these.
For sure.
Like we can share the stereo with both of these CDs. I just want to be clear, Dad. But he'd also bring, it's like Gorillaz.
Yes.
And then he'd bring crazy stuff. He'd bring like these like metal. They used to have like, do you remember these like metal? It was like a little sleeve, like CD sleeve, and it had like 12 like heavy metal bands, just like one song from each band on it, and they were just like, it was like heavy metal mixtapes and stuff, and he'd bring this kind of stuff. And so like there was a period in the high school where I was like really heavy into like metal stuff. I went to Warped Tour when I was like 16 or 17 with my girlfriend, and it blew my mind, dude. It was it was pretty crazy to see that stuff.
For sure. But just being like into all sorts of different things.
Yeah. And I mean, I also, so like that was my dad's approach. And then my mom, we got to kind of like the Napster phase. And my mom would buy us music, but for every, like, I was like, I was at my cousin's house one time and I saw Eminem Without Me, like on MTV.
Yeah.
And the music video, and I was like, dude, what? What? Because like this stuff just was like outside of my periphery. I just like didn't know it or see it. And so like, I caught that and I was like, this is nuts. And so I was like, Mom, I need to listen to some Eminem. And she was like, this is not good music.
Right.
This is not
vulgar.
good.
This is terrible.
It is bad music. And so for every like metal song or like hip hop song that I like wore her down to let me get, I had to get 5 Christian songs. And so, you know, eventually I felt like I could divert the system, right? Yeah. And I would do like oh god, now I'm gonna space on all of the artists, but like all the like the hip hop, like the Christian hip hop,
like Lecrae and like
dude, like
Andy,
Toby Mac.
Yeah.
Toby Mac.
Yeah,
and
bro.
so I'm like listening to ooh-ah and stuff like that, dude. And I'm just like, yeah,
yes.
dude, I'm like,
I love it.
I'm getting around the boundaries, man. Like we're getting hip hop somehow.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
wait, Family Force 5?
I wasn't in high school until I caught Family Force 5.
Okay.
I did not snag that. It was mainly just Toby Mac, and then there was the other group. There was another Grits. Is it Grits?
Yes, the Grits. My life be like, ooh.
Yeah. Grits. And so like I listen to them a lot too. But yeah, so
I
I had to like have all this like Christian music if I got other music.
Yeah.
And then eventually, we had like we moved on. But that was the thing is, I had like CDs too. And so like if I wanted to use my MP3 player, I had to like follow my mom's rules. Yeah. But if I just like carried a Discman around with me,
yes.
like a 13-year-old old man, like I could listen to whatever. I could listen to like the Slim Shady LP. I could listen to 50 Cent. I had like the G Unit.
Oh, fire.
And
I love it.
Like D12.
Yes.
My dad brought me D12. Like, did you even listen to this, man? You did not. You didn't even give it a test run. It's so crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've never liked the whole idea of like boxing things either, and so I don't like just being. It goes for like making music as well as listening to music. I think it's like I don't want to like just listen to one thing.
Yeah, like limit yourself.
Yeah, and I also just like don't want to make one thing.
Yeah,
it just feels, especially if it's like, oh, you do this,
right?
Yeah. There's more
for sure. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's you're like a multifaceted artist. I know that like kind of mentioned that a little earlier, but like between the instrumentals and doing instrumentalist stuff and hip hop stuff and singing stuff and all sorts of different things.
There was a period where I was in Helena. I was living out of my car. Mm-hmm. And I was, I would go down to like the farmer's market and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I would just like post up on like a 5-gallon bucket and like bust my like book of chords and like lyrics and stuff out.
Yeah.
And I just like sit there and play through this stuff. And like people, I get like a little bit of tips. It's like, I don't know how good I was at that point. Probably not very good.
But you were inspired enough to be out there.
I was inspired, and people like acknowledged it, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then I would run out of like my book, and then I was like, well, I can't like go back and like replay stuff because everybody here has already heard me play all this stuff. So then I was just like, I'll just start making stuff up. And so I'd like pick chord progressions from stuff that I already learned, and I just like play them. Not like I wasn't like playing to the tune of something else, but just like my own little chord progression. I just like lady in the yellow skirt walking by, but now she's looking at me, and I would just like these little like ditties along with whatever I was playing, and I started to get way more attention from people like that.
Yeah,
and I think it really inspired me to like start writing more because when I started playing, I don't know, it was like the choir thing. Like I was like, if I can hear them singing, like I can sing it. Yeah. And so when I started playing, it was other stuff like James Blunt.
Okay.
And so I'd play James Blunt, and as I'm playing, I'm "You're beautiful," and I stand on this that back when I was doing that, I sounded exactly like James Blunt when I was playing James Blunt, dude. Like I could make my voice, or I just like that was like what I was trying to do. Really was like I'm gonna play this song like so it sounds as much like their voice as possible. Yeah. And then when I started like just like goofing around at farmers markets and stuff like that, and like improving stuff, it really just, I don't know, it just really just brought out a different side of me where I was like, oh, the creative side of this is actually where like the fun is.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sticking to that boundary so much. You're just like doing whatever and having fun with it. And then like, that's what like opens it all up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
can only do so much with Bon Iver's tunes before it's like either like inaudible, right, or it's like, hey, is that Bon Iver? Like, there's only like so much space there. Yeah. When I write my own stuff, I can like, I don't know, like I had a blast. There was one point last night during my set where I was like, I was like, I have sang, sort of like growl screamed, and rapped all in this same song. And I really just like, this is the music that I want to listen to. And I'm making it and I'm performing it. And I'm just like,
right now.
It feels so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked, for a while, I really liked like the freestyling aspect of like musical creation. The first time I was ever it was always just like acoustic. It was like some Bo Burnham types. They just like, I'm just like trying to make people laugh and just like singing along. And then one day I'm chilling on like the mall, the walking mall in Helena.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, it's not day, it's like late at night. And I've been busking over there, and up walks Jesse Froreich, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And I was like, "Oh, just like jamming down here." He's like, "Oh, do you wanna like?" I don't remember. It was either like he asked if we wanted to like freestyle or something, like to something. He's like, "Play something, we'll freestyle to it," or we were talking. I feel like this is more likely that it was, because I feel like I have a memory of both. But
yeah,
that there was like this old homeless dude standing kind of by us because I'd been playing and he had been watching me or something.
Yeah,
and just like a drunk. It was either a homeless dude or a really drunk dude from like the bar right there, the Rialto or whatever.
Sure.
And I feel like he was just like, "Oh, why don't you guys play us something?" Play me something. But regardless, I was just like, "Okay," and like all I remember is like I start playing, and I'm just like, I just like pick a 4-chord thing and I just start going, and Jesse just like goes off the top and just starts like, and I was just like, I was in awe.
Yeah.
And then he like at one point, and I'm just like sitting there looking at him like, wow, dude,
like this
dude
crazy.
is like, this dude is like so impressive and so cool. Like, and he looks at me, he's like, go, and he's like now handing it to my turn, and I'm like, oh, and I start singing, and I don't remember like what it all was, but it eventually, this takes a really weird turn, but I like drifted into some like an abusive alcoholic dad thing, like this whole like just thing, and then like and it was like, like some like bullet in a target type thing, I was just trying to get all like deep, and we like finished this thing, and this dude just like turns and walks away, and I don't know, I just remember that being like the first time that I heard somebody like rap freestyle like
Jesse.
In my proximity was Jesse, and it was like to me while I was like playing guitar.
So crazy.
And so there was a couple of points where I wrote some rhymes. Like my mom's dad wrote books of poetry. He has books and books of poetry. And I always really liked poetry, and it seemed like a good way to, making words rhyme is just like a fun way to
communicate.
Just speak or write. Like it's fun. It's fun. It's cool.
Yeah.
And so I always liked poetry, and I remember at one point I wrote this, like, you could call it like a diss track, or like a slam poem or something.
Slam poetry.
But it was like, it was like super anti George Bush. And I don't remember why I was so radicalized for this. But I wasn't even in like middle school maybe yet. I don't think. I was like, it was like the edge of middle school, or maybe like just entering it, but it was like, it was not that far. I went to Christian school growing up, so it was like kindergarten through 5th grade. I was at Cross Currents Christian School at Whitefish, and it was a weird, shit, where was I going with this?
Zach James, what's up?
Are you guys doing
What's up,
Yeah.
Zach?
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine, dude. It's so good to
Keep
see
going,
you.
keep going. What's up?
What up, dude? Where was I going?
You were at Christian school.
I don't know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But like, writing like slam poetry against George Bush,
dude. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, we were at the Christian school. They did a tally through the whole school.
Yeah.
Of like who it was kind of like, I don't know if it was like to find out who people's parents are voting for, but they asked everyone in all the grades like who they would vote for, like asked all the kids
That's
who they would vote for, and then they
crazy.
posted it on their like little ticker tape
No way.
thing, and it was like George Bush, however many kids, and Al Gore, however many kids, and then it was like Ralph Nader 3. One of those was me. I don't know why, but I was like, yeah, he seems like the guy. It was so I don't know. It was just like maybe it was like I caught a Ralph Nader speech or something. I don't know, but like wrote this like slam poem against George Bush. I remember, and that was like the first time I feel like I ever like wrote like some individual like unasked of me poetry, you know, like school poetry or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool though. That's cool. Like just getting into that like writing side of things like early on. Yeah, that's sweet. So where did it kind of go after that? Like after you said that you kind of like started learning guitar and stuff, like what brought you to where you're at now, where you're performing quite a bit and you're doing gigs and, you know, like it seems that you're taking it a lot more seriously as like a pursuit of doing something rather than just like beach guy with the guitar slung.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just finally like pursued what made me happy. Yeah. Music stays a part of your life once it's like in there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of it coming out here and there. Like, I think right before I started playing, it kind of, I'd always like to go out and like jam on the porch. Ever since like the busking at the Saturday farmers market days. And so I just like to be out on the porch, you know, and just like jam, sing. One time, because we were living in Washington for a while, and there was an old dude that lived across the street that like one day came over with this like case with him, and I was like, what's he doing? And he came over and he was like, just heard you playing, man, and I just wanted to see if I could join in, and like whips out this mandolin and just starts like playing along with me. And so like I don't know, like music just stays forever. But it was kind of an interesting combo because around the same time I started just like playing some open mics because my wife he was like, dude, you need to go like perform. Like I think it'd feel good for you to like go and like play this stuff in front of people. Because I wasn't like, it's not like I was busking at college, and so I was just like, I don't know, it felt weird to like put myself in that setting.
Yeah, totally.
There for some reason.
It's like, yeah, it's tough like in those years of college where
it's like a lot more like people it's like peers.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to like just random people in the town that you live in, and it could be anybody, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I just let's see, tracking my thoughts back.
No, yeah.
I started playing open mics, and at the same time, two of my best friends, Mike and Spencer, spent a lot of time just like at this. So like one day we were hanging out, and they were like, "Yo, freestyle with us," and I was like, "No, no, thanks." That sounds like I'm about to get embarrassed and you guys are going to laugh at me. So no, let's not do that.
For sure.
And so these two kept like pushing it. And so finally I started just kind of like freestyling with them, but I was doing it kind of like trying to do it like sing-songy, you know? But, so I ended up really liking, you know, doing that. And so every opportunity I got, I started like throwing beats on and like freestyling, and like they'd come over and we'd like do that a little bit, and we'd like hang out, do whatever. But like we start throwing that into everything.
Yeah.
And my buddy Wes moved over there, and so we started doing that with him too. And then at the same time, I'm playing open mics, and I meet this dude Kyle. Just shredding. Like I go to this open mic, I play my song, I go sit to the side and enjoy myself a ginger beer, and this dude comes up with this like long curly hair and this like shiny blue guitar, and just rips out like some crazy Jimi Hendrix song, and I'm just like, dude, what the hell, man? This dude is unstoppable.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta meet him. And like, you know, I love like, you know, like giving people props for their stuff. So like you see somebody play something and you're like, it's like, yo, dude, like
that was
really.
sick.
And so I go up to him after he was done. I was like, yo, dude, you are crazy good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that was really cool to see. And he was like, oh, I was meaning to talk to you, because he always talks when we tell this on occasion when we play for like our band, because we play together now is kind of the end point of this. But,
crazy!
He was like, I played a cover of "Where's the Love," and he said he was sitting in his seat doing like the exact same thing I was doing. He was like, dude, I gotta meet this, like I gotta play with this dude, and so. He was working at Jimmy John's in Spokane, managing it, and he got done at 11 p.m. and then would drive into Cheney to my house, and we would, from midnight until like 4 a.m., just jam in the side room.
Love that.
And eventually, you know, like as many days as possible, because we were just like, we were loving it. And so like it'd be like 3 a.m. and I'm just like on my back, just like finger picking these chords, just like eyes closed, like falling asleep, and he's over here still just like
just ripping it.
It was just like, we had so much fun. So I'm like, I'm doing that like at the same time. And so then we started just like playing together.
Yeah.
Our initial band name was Mutual Endeavors of the Musical Variety. MEMV is what we went by. And we had like this dude that I worked at the daycare at the college with. His name was Jim, and we just like talked. I was like, yeah, me and my buddy Kyle are forming a band. Like, He was like, oh, dude, I play the drums.
Yo.
And so we like started playing like in my garage.
Yeah.
And we eventually like played a set at it's just like all covers and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like played a set at the coffee shop that the open mics took place at.
Yeah.
And then we got asked to play, like to open up this, it's called like Mayfest. And they like close off like like downtown, like 3 blocks, and they like build a stage and everything. So we got asked to play it. And the night before we like wrote our first song, and then like played that and like played a set at that, and it was super fun.
Yeah.
And drumming with Jim didn't end up working out, so it was just back to Kyle and I. And we ended up diverting from the MEMV because felt like it played itself out.
Yes, for sure.
And we started Atomic Frequencies.
Cool.
And that's what it still is now.
Uh-huh.
But now, so eventually, like, I moved back to Whitefish. Me and my wife moved back to Montana to like get married.
Mm-hmm.
We got married at like our camp on the lake.
Awesome.
And when we came back, I was like, Kyle, man, I gotta keep playing with you, dude. Like it's the vibe is just too
Contagious.
And so I started trying to like book us shows there, book us shows in Whitefish, and then like Kyle would come or I would go over there and we'd go play like both places. We tried to add a drummer like 2 other times and it just never worked.
Sure.
And then last year we managed to get a bass player, a keyboard player, and a drummer.
Beautiful.
And it's been like a year now, I think, with all of us.
Great.
And we just released like the first, because Kyle and I, after I moved back, ended up recording pretty much everything we'd ever like kind of written or like started writing and never finished. We just like finished everything, put it together, a little duo album.
Yeah.
And I threw it on GarageBand and we just built this little album up.
Yeah.
And released that in like 2021, I think.
Okay.
And it was very rudimentary.
Sure.
It was like I had like the flash drive mic, like the USB mic, and we like padded out this like root cellar in the basement. And like I did everything
space
in there, and
yes.
I listen to it now. I'm like, wow, yeah, lots of reverb. Like it's not lots of natural reverb. Don't know that I needed to add much more than that.
For sure.
And so we released that like just the 2 of us. And so this last June, we released the album for the whole band, and that was
cool.
It's just a whole different vibe. And when it was just the 2 of us, people would always be like, what genre do you guys play? And we were like,
because they want to stick you in that box.
Yeah, and we were like, let me make this really hard for you. Alternative reggae, folk funk, folk rock, folk punk, folk. Like, we're just, like, making stuff up as we go. It's like, what set are we playing? I don't know. Like, maybe this set we're doing, like, some Atmosphere covers, and maybe this set we're doing, like, he got us kicked out of a bar the night that my daughter was born. I couldn't go to the bar because my wife was in labor, and he was like, don't worry, dude, I'll go play the set. And so he goes and plays the set, and it's a place that like we've been trying to get into forever, but they were like, just remember that we have like they have like a decibel meter up above their bar, so like it has to be under this level. And I was like, dude, like, okay, we'll play like a really chill set. And so I'm not there. And so Kyle goes and plays plays Rage Against the Machine. And he's literally sitting there on his electric guitar, just slamming it, just going, "You won't do what you tell me." And I'm like, and I'm at a birth. I'm in my daughter's birth. Like, I'm not present. So he like does this, and then like the next whatever day or a couple days after, I'm like, so how did the show go? And he was like, oh, it went great. And then I found out like months later, we were playing like an adjacent building And one of the bartenders was like, sorry about what happened over there. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, they like complained because Kyle was just like screaming. Oh, God. I don't remember what started this tangent.
No, it was just like kind of where you're at now, with getting into like just performing gigs and stuff. And
Yeah, so Atomic Frequencies is like really fully kind of formed itself, and this is like the now model.
yeah,
And then all of the freestyling of the college days kind of just like simmered, just like chilled out.
yeah,
And I want to say probably again around like 2020, my buddy Jamie is a crazy, like he's a sound engineer, and he's probably like one of the most musically intelligent people that I know. And he was like, dude, I love this stuff. Like I've seen you playing a few times. Like it's just like super cool. Like could we like record something sometime? And I was like, yeah, dude. And so like went over to his house, and they like set up some mics and stuff, and I like played a cover of some song. I can't remember what it is. And so I played it for him, and he was like, sweet. Like edited a video, put it out on his YouTube, and he was just like the next day hit me up, and he was like, dude, we need to make a lot more music.
need to work.
We need to make a lot more music, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, let's do it.
Yeah,
And he's like, yeah, I got some of these tunes that we could. And so he like starts kind of like forming some stuff up, and he's like, dude, can you rap? And I was like, no. Like,
but I have.
probably not. Like, I probably shouldn't. And so he was like, dude, I just have like some of these beats I think would be like really cool if you like rapped over these parts.
Yeah.
And so he has like a couple of these beats he shows me, and then we like record some like vocals on it, and he's like, dude, all right. And starts just like, we just start cooking up new stuff now.
Yeah.
And so we ended up creating like a whole, I want to say it's like between 8 to 10 songs. And I think that was like kind of like the formation of like JJ Kind. It was
Cool.
like,
Okay.
It was like JJ Kind. And the plan was always that we were going to like it was going to be like kind of like an atmosphere type vibe.
Yeah.
Where it's
Slug
like you have
in.
the DJ,
Yeah.
you have like some instruments around and stuff, some guitar solos and stuff.
Yeah.
And the plan was for like JJ Kind in the open minds. Cool. And he just like, he went through some like pretty rough stuff. And kind of like disappeared off the map for a little bit, like after we created stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not in control of other people,
and you can't press it too much.
Well, you don't want to, like,
Right.
if it's a homie, dude, like if it's family,
Let
like
it
you're,
be.
dude, like music comes last to whatever we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And so it's just, but it's, it's still like, damn, man, like you really got something started, like in my heart, dude.
Sure.
And now I'm like, cause like I still listen to I have the album like on my phone and on my computer, and I'm just like, I listen to it pretty religiously, and I just go, man, this is still like, even like the stuff that I've made since I first, like 2021 started doing my own like hip hop stuff to like now, like that's still some of like the best sounding. It was just a vibe, and we originally made
It means a lot to you.
We made it to dedicate it to my friend Taylor, my hockey buddy, and we made it to like dedicate it to him, and it's always just like felt like just a little heavy that we've just never done it.
Yeah.
And I think there's still possibility down the road, but yeah, he he fired me up, bro. And I was just like, oh, dude, I don't know, man. Like, you really got me started here. And so I grabbed GarageBand, and because all I'd started doing with like the atomic frequency stuff was just like recording us playing the instrument and singing the vocals, and like that was pretty
getting
much
it all
it.
tracked out.
Yeah. And that's pretty like that's all I knew. It was just like all brand new.
Yeah.
And so then I started doing the hip hop stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. And I like bought myself a MIDI keyboard.
Yes.
And was just like, again, 10 years of piano did absolute dog water for like me to now be able to just like wah 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 wah, like, and I was just like, this is so, I don't want to say it's not easy.
Sure.
It's just there's a part of it that's like
it's fluent. It just feels
intuitive and fun.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like I just like started cooking stuff up. And my first solo album, the production is pretty akin to the Atomic Frequencies album.
Sure.
Because it was all very, very starter garage band stuff.
Yeah.
And just us like trying to like figure it out. And so I listened to those beats, and I still love those songs, but I listen to those beats, man, and I'm just like, some of them just sound like they're like video game tracks, you know? They're just like, they're so silly.
No, I get it though. I get it.
And some of the first album is just like, I was just like trying to pick, I like topical stuff, you know? Like,
yeah,
I have to have, and I guess I don't have to all the time, but it feels best to have a direction, even.
Yeah.
And so like, the one that I think of that exemplifies this the most is like this song it's called Waterfowl, and I sampled like, it's just a mix of Mighty Ducks references and samples, and like actual waterfowl and like bird references. The whole thing. It's just like the most fucking. It's the most like Dr. Seuss. It's the most like Dr. Seuss thing I've ever been. It's very. And it's all just like goose, fowl, knuckle puck Willie, and like you're just like, it's just, and then there's like samples that I dropped in from like Mighty Ducks and stuff, and it's just like it's ADHD is all hell. Like it's like if you like not knowing what's coming next and just constantly being surprised, like this is the music for you. Which I mean probably still applies to my music today, but so I started messing around and like creating those beats and doing all that. And once that was going, it was pretty, I don't know, I was pretty much sold. Yeah. I was just like, it was including more of a rap style allowed me to say more and include more into the song. It allowed me to diversify like how I was putting words out. It allowed me to utilize like the poetry aspect of the writing more than just like the sing-songy aspect. Yeah. And I think it's been a little bit of a journey, but I think finding like a mixture of all of those is like that pocket that I'm like landing in. Yeah. 'Cause the waterfowl, the very wordy stuff is like there's a fun element to it. There's like kind of a cool element to it even, but it's a pain to perform. That's for sure. And try and not mess the lyrics up and like you know, you can only Peter Piper picked its peppers through like so many bars before you're like, where are we? What's It's good. Give me a sample. Give me the sample break so I know what's coming next.
For sure.
But I did perform it at a couple of shows too, and it went surprisingly well. But
hey, that's what you like to hear.
Yeah.
But that's what you would say, like, you're kind of at right now, is like being an instrumentalist, mixing all of your things that over the years that you've, collected in a sense as far as talent goes. And
yeah, I think I just want I don't want the box.
Yeah. Just want to create.
I just want to create. And
Yeah.
I know that there's a certain amount of like, I don't know, a certain amount of like due respect that's necessary in each of those spheres.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like that's up to the individual, right?
Sure.
Like how much respect that you put into that craft.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think finding that balance is like, it's a good spot.
Yeah. That's
It's a good
cool.
spot.
I like that.
This is just like I was saying earlier, like that song last night, just like you just wow, I've done multiple forms of vocal expression through this one song, and that feels right. That feels
Full circle.
yeah.
Yeah. I love that, man. I love that. That's really cool. Because I know that there's people who just do the one things, and it's cool to be like diverse with it and have all the different talents, and then bringing them all into one, is like a cool amalgamation of different things. Like it's very unique and diverse as well, and that's like a really cool thing to highlight.
Yeah. I think what is individually special about us is like, that's what's important, right? Like the diversity is huge. It's one of the most important things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
Goes for everything. Music especially, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. No, totally. Cause there's just that, like, there's just the different levels to it. And as you said, like, each person puts their own amount of time into those little things, you know? And so that's kind of what makes it.
Yeah. And then I think recently too, I've been kind of like comparing it. I try not to like compare it to like other people.
Yeah.
But there's like
a reference point almost.
Yeah, and more for like, who I look up to, and like who, like some of my main influences for like, not for like getting into music necessarily, being like this wide variety of just, here's all the different kinds of music there are.
For sure.
That is pretty awesome, huh? It's like, yeah, can I do them all? It's like you walk into like a bakery and you see everything, you're like, I can't buy one of everything. You know what I mean? Like but you gotta be able to like, I don't know.
Pick and choose, but make them all work in like unison almost.
Yeah, and then like, the next time you come back to the bakery, maybe you try a little of something new.
Exactly.
I don't know.
But they're all coming out like puff pastries and your cupcakes and stuff, but like they're all the different like flavor profiles coming together into one thing, or all of that different technique.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. The analogy of comparing yourself to a
baked goods.
Baked goods.
It's very telling for where my brain's at right now.
I love it.
I think too, because it's like, I don't know, I have this like image of myself that I'm trying to like find an authentic version of, but it's through this lens of like what I was most inspired by.
Yeah, totally.
And so it's like you've got like, like Tosh Sultana.
No.
Okay. Tosh Sultana, it's like alternative.
Okay.
They're really dope.
Yeah.
But this incredible like range, sing-songy voice, to these like belting, choruses and drops and stuff
Uh-huh.
to like Immortal Technique.
Okay.
And it's like, how can I
Bridge that gap.
put both of these things that have like affected me so heavily into like my own version of that?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm finding it.
That's awesome.
Sometimes it's rocky, but I think I'm finding it.
Yeah. No, I love that. But like just taking from the influences and creating something that feels honest and genuine to you.
Yeah. And it's kind of nice too to have that outlet, because the atomic frequencies is like we're calling it loungecore.
Okay.
But it's like
Love that.
a completely different. It's more like, I don't even know what it's just loungecore. It's
Yes.
you know
Yes. It's very it's self-explanatory.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very. It's very lounge.
Mm-hmm.
It's also very core. And so it's been nice to have that too, because it's like having two different kind of outlets, because one is more singing, obviously, versus the rapping, but it's also just like working with other people and stuff is really nice, and having to build off of that.
Yeah.
And I guess you have that in the hip hop sphere too.
Sure.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how much my music is like necessarily considered in a hip hop sphere. I know that I have to mark certain genres when I submit it for distribution.
Sure.
But I don't know. Like I do a lot of singing in a lot of my stuff, and I do a lot of this and that, but it is beat heavy, and I really do enjoy all the aspects of hip hop that are integrated into it.
Yeah.
It's been pretty special.
Yeah.
To get to like work with other artists
Uh-huh.
around this state.
Yeah.
Like last night being with like Worm and Tons.
Yeah.
Are dude, like they're
on it.
crazy.
They're
dude.
on it.
And they have such a like Worm himself is just his own, like he is his own very incredible. Just listening to his stuff, I'm like I have to turn my brain like all the way on.
Yeah.
It's so like dense and beautiful.
Yeah. Totally.
And then he gets out there with Tons, and he's just like, and he's just like right in your face. Like, whoa, dude! Like
The energy just ramps up.
You could put me to sleep with some of your solo stuff. You could wrap me to sleep, bro. You would wrap me in the tightest little wrap blanket and put me to bed. But this other stuff like makes me want to go like riot in the streets, you know, like I'm ready to go. Put you guys like we'll take you guys to the next protest, man. Put you on a loudspeaker, like that stuff goes hard.
For sure.
And then like I've been working with Zane a bunch, and dude, that man just floors me constantly. His bars are just.
He's dope.
His flow, his bars, his tone, he's.
I love it.
I think
Brings
it's my personal opinion, but when I look up in the state, dude, like he's
up there.
Dude, Zane's my favorite right now in this state. I listen to him like more than like some of like the famous artists that I listen to, dude.
He's dope.
Have you heard Pressure?
Oh yeah. 100%.
He started the show with that last night.
Great.
And I was just like, dude, get out of here, man. Like, I'm over at the table. I messed him up too. I feel so bad. Because I was like running the songs, and he was like he was doing something, and it just like made me laugh.
Yeah.
And I just cracked up over on the side, and he looked over at me and just laughed, and then like skips the next few words and then comes right back, professional as
Totally on
as
it.
can be,
Yes.
right back in. But I'm just like, dude, I feel so bad. But it's just because like we've been working together so much, and he's
Yeah.
such a good human being, and he's
Totally.
so funny.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I can't even remember what happened now, but something happened, and I just like, I looked at him and I was like, "Blah!" And he it just messed him up, dude. I felt so bad, but dude, working with him too, and I mean, right before, as I was like starting making my own beats, my buddy Wes, I'd been. When we were living in Washington, he'd come over and hang out with me and Mike and Spencer and rap with us and stuff. And we were just always friends after that. And he brought his laptop over.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I made these beats on GarageBand. Do you want to help me like beef them up and then like write to them with me? And I was like, yes.
Of course.
And so, I was like starting doing some of my solo album, but then he came over with all this stuff, and I was like, sold, dude.
I love it.
Like, and just the bouncing back and forth, and
Yeah.
it's still one of my favorite projects. It's just there's so much like goofy back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. But this whole state, man, is just like
Full of
every time I meet yourself, dude. Like every time I meet new artists in this state, I played that there was a Palestine last year. There was a pro-Palestine protest over in the park, and I played it with Stay Ugly.
Fire.
And
Love it.
dude, those two are just like, Tommy cracks me up, man. He is such a character. And dude, Apex is, no one works harder than that man. I say this every time.
Yeah.
But he just like, he works so hard.
Yeah.
And I play with them, and their dynamic is so crazy.
It's fun.
And Shadow played that show, and he's just, dude,
Yeah.
he's just great.
Yeah.
And it's like every time I meet another artist from this state, I'm just like, dude, the pleasure is mine. Like, this is awesome.
We're a part of it.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
getting to work with somebody. It's just so many cool like personalities, so many different like just vibes and flows and energy, and like it's just
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, we do have a band coming in here, but I guess some final thoughts. Is there any advice that you would want to share with the people who listen, whether they be creative or not? Is there anything that you want to like put out into the ether?
Man,
Yeah.
I think really it's just like the same thing that I try and like I work at the same camp that I like grew up going to and stuff, and the high school kids, like I just try to be the leader that you were when you were in high school, and or that you needed when you were in high school, and I just think that like just finding, because like there's a certain point where you're off on your own, and once you're there, it's up to you to just find like what it is that lights you up.
Yeah.
And just chase that. And then everything that doesn't fall in line with that, or at least respect it, just maybe needs to get left by the wayside. Because community is huge, but at the end of the day, like the only person that decides what you do, what you love, and like that stuff is you,
Yeah.
And so you just, that was music for me, is working job after job after job, and just not like, why do I come home every day and not feel fulfilled? Why am I doing this? Like, what happens if I do this for another 2 years and then I get hit by a bus?
Right.
Like, what was the point? I was saving money for what? And I mean, I know a lot of people don't have the ability to do that, maybe, but
If you have the ability.
If you have the ability. And then, I mean, you know, and then that's where, you know, community comes in after that. Is like, if you have the ability, then like it's only a hand reach, right? And so I think that's important, is you build yourself, and then you build that community around you out of those like-minded people. And that's how you find like what works for you, for them, for the people you might affect by whatever it is you're doing.
Totally. Yeah. But the authenticity is like, authenticity to self is what comes first.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's most important.
Yeah. I agree, man.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on and just chit-chatting it up and shooting the shit, telling me about, you know, everything that you've done. And I mean, it's probably not everything, but you covered a very like broad base. Yeah, which is great. Like I love that, you know. That's like the most like genuine part about these sorts of things, is just getting to like just let people run and see where we go from it. So I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you having me on, dude.
Of course,
this is a pleasure. It was a pretty good way to get to know somebody, and we'll have to do our own like reverse one of these
for sure.
so that you can
feel balanced.
Yeah. So that you can give your life stuff back to me.
For sure, man. For sure.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Before I end this episode, I want to thank you for taking the time to listen and support the vision I have of documenting the Montana music scene and highlighting the artists a part of the community who really shine and stand out amongst the crowd. And I really couldn't do this without the support and encouragement I've received from many of my listeners already, and I'm very thankful for it. The best way you can continue to help with this vision is by keeping tabs on the artists you hear on these episodes. Find them on social media, give them a shout out, and listen to their music, because there really are some extremely talented people here who love to create and are worth listening to. And support like that is 100% free of charge. And it makes a huge difference to each and every one of us that love music, from artists to fans. It means the world. As far as the podcast goes, please share it with your friends, your family. You can even tell your coworkers about it. Just spread the word, because music is such a universal language, and a lot of the time we only get to see creators through exterior lenses, and very rarely do we get to see them for who they really are, which is just human beings with all sorts of talents and perspectives that shape the world as we know it. So thank you for listening, and have a blessed week. All love.